Hello everyone, how is it going? This is the Video Gamer 64 and Mr. Arcade Retro Gamer 64 here. And in this video I am going to be showing all of you the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 games that I got in 2019. But first, before I start, I'm going to be showing all of you the Super Nintendo games that I got recently and the Nintendo 64 games after that. And I got a total of 26 games with total combined of both of them. So you'll be seeing 26 games in this video because I counted before I started the video. Anyways guys, let's get started, shall we? First one I pull out is Nickelodeon Real Monsters. This is a great platformer. I love this game and it's pretty fun. And if any of you have not played this game, I recommend it. Next we got Tetris and Dr. Mario. I still have the box for this game. I played hours and hours of this game, this version of Tetris and Dr. Mario. And to me, Dr. Mario on a Super Nintendo is one of the best versions of not Super Mario. This is one of the best versions of Dr. Mario you will ever play. I guarantee. And Tetris is one of the best versions of Tetris as well. Highly recommend it. Next we got a great Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Now this is one of the best Zelda games I've ever played in my life. And I've played quite a few of them. I played a bunch of Zelda games in my life. And this is probably in my top 5. So yeah, this is definitely one of the greatest Zelda games I have ever played. Definitely recommend it. Next we got a great game. It's like Streets of Rage, but it's a little different. And it's on Super Nintendo, and that is Final Fight. Now what do I think about Final Fight? I think this is a pretty good game, no doubt about that. If any of you have not played this game, I definitely recommend y'all trying it. It's kind of like Streets of Rage. You go through cities and beat people up and stuff. And in the arcade you had like 3 characters to choose from. But on the Super Nintendo version, you have 2 characters to choose from. So yeah. So is it good as the arcade? When it comes to that, not really. But it's still a decent game, and I highly recommend this game. So yeah. Next we have a great RPG right here. It's called Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. To me, this is probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. This and Chrono Trigger is my 2 favorite RPG games on the Super Nintendo. And if any of you have not played this game, I definitely recommend it because I'm telling you, you would not be disappointed. Next I got a great fighting game, Mortal Kombat 2. This has like Johnny Cage and all of them in it, and Scorpion, Sub-Zero and stuff like that in this game. I highly recommend this game. And it shows more stuff. Has more stuff in it than Mortal Kombat 1 and on the Super Nintendo version of it. And if any of you have not played this game, this is definitely the best version of the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat games. This and Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate, of course. But I don't have that game, but I have played it years ago. Next we got a great platformer, and that is Super Mario World. One of the best games ever made. What can I really say about this game that has not been said already? I definitely recommend this game. None of you will be disappointed for sure if any of you happen to not have played it. So yeah, definitely recommend picking this up. Next we got a game. Let me put these over here for I won't drop them. Oh shit. Hold on guys. Okay, there we go. Now they're over here. Now the next game I have is Super Empire Strikes Back. Now this game is fun, but it's very challenging. I think I got all the way to the first boss and died. That's the furthest I've ever been in this game. And Super Empire Strikes Back is pretty hard. And be honest with you, all of you, I like a good challenging games. And this will definitely challenge you. No doubt about that. So yeah, if you have a Super Nintendo, I recommend all of y'all to play this game. And if y'all a fan of Star Wars, definitely recommend it. Because this is one of the greatest Star Wars games ever made. And I got this from my friend for free, so yeah, I'm happy about that. He said I could borrow it, but last time I seen him, he said he wasn't really interested in it or something like that, so I don't know if it's actually mine or I'm borrowing it, so Casey, if you're watching this video, please let me know. Okay, next we have WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Now, this is a great game. I have beaten it a few times last year in 2019. And I think I beat this game as Lex Luger and Razor Ramon, I want to say. No, I beat it with Undertaker and that other wrestler I mentioned. And Lex Luger, yeah. This is a great WWF game. It's one of the best WWF games you could ever play on a Super Nintendo. And if any of you don't have this game, get it. Next we have a great RPG. Sorry for the tape on top, but I had to tape it because the label was falling off of it. And anyway, the next one is Illusion of Gaia. What do I have to say about this game? Definitely one of the most fun and greatest RPG games ever made. I remember playing this game years ago. And like about 15 years ago, had fun playing it. Never owned it as a kid. And when I got older, which obviously now, I got it now. So yeah, I'm very happy to say I have this game. Definitely recommend this one. It's a classic. Okay, next we have Batman Returns. Now this is a great game right here. This is kind of like Streets of Rage on a Sega Genesis a little bit, but this is a little bit different. And to me, Konami did a great job on this game, on the Super Nintendo version. And I was watching this version versus the Sega Genesis version, and I seen what the Genesis version looks like, and to me, no doubt, without a doubt, Super Nintendo version beats the Sega Genesis version of Batman Returns. And really recommend all of you to pick this up if you're a Gotham fan. I mean Batman fan or DC fan in general. Or you just want to kick ass in video games. I definitely recommend this. Next we have a game I have not played that much yet because I just got it recently, about a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago or something like that. And that is Kirby's Dream Course on Super Nintendo. This is a cute little game. It's like a golf game. Kirby jumps in holes and stuff, just like any golf game, really. Except he's the one that is the ball, and you have to like control him. And he'll jump and stuff like that, move and hit targets and enemies and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely recommend this game. None of you would be disappointed. Okay. Excuse me. Next, there's another great RPG game on the Super Nintendo that I have in my collection that I got in 2019 last year. And that is Secret of Evermore. Now, some people give this like bad credit and stuff like this. I mean like that because it's different from the other RPGs. But to me, that's what makes this game great. It's because it's unique in its own way. And I have not got too far in it. I probably spent like an hour or two in it. It's pretty fun and addictive once you start playing it, no doubt about that. So yeah. Next we got the best, possibly the best Super Nintendo game ever made, or one of the best Super Nintendo games ever made. I wonder what it could be. Anyway, the next one is Super Mario AllStars. And SpiderMan, if you're watching this video, I can't believe you wrote on your cartridges. How crazy are you? But anyway, seriously, Super Mario AllStars is a great game. It has like, let's see, I don't remember if it's 4 or 5. I think it's 4. Yeah. You have Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. And I think I got all the way to World 8, Level 4. And one of these games, I think it was either Super Mario Brothers, the original, or Super Mario Brothers, the Lost Levels. I want to say the Lost Levels it was. And I feel very accomplished at that because I never beat, even though I couldn't defeat Bowser in it, I feel very accomplished in doing it. And yeah, so I just figure I would go ahead and show all the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 games that I got in 2019. And obviously, this is all of the Super Nintendo games that I got in 2019. Put all of them over here for they won't drop. And I got more over here that I already showed all of you. Put these over here. Be gentle. There we go. Okay, now on to the Nintendo 64 console, which is my favorite Nintendo console of all time, and possibly my favorite console of all time. Well, obviously it is. Anyway, next we have is Pokemon Stadium. I had this game years ago originally when I did a review of it when I was Sega Saturn Gamer 48 back in the day. And yeah, I fell in love with this game when I got it originally when I was 3 years old on Christmas of 98 or 99. Well, I was 4 in 99, but anyway, yeah. I think this was in 98 when I got it. And to me, this is one of the greatest N64 games any of y'all could play. Definitely recommend it. Next, we got another Pokemon game, and that is Pokemon Puzzle League. I highly recommend this game to everybody. And obviously, I forgot to clean the cartridge. I got it this year, but I originally played it years ago. And fell in love with this game all over again when I got it. And one lesson I learned, guys, and I'm giving an advice to y'all, don't ever sell y'all's original cartridges. Because I originally had another cartridge like this, but it was different. But the memories of your childhood and stuff like that, it can never be matched with no other cartridge or game disc or whatever, no matter what you get. Next, I remember playing this game at McDonald's years ago. Did a review on this years ago when I was Sega Saturn Gamer 48 and Nintendo 64, Fanatic 64, of course. And that was Mario Tennis. Now, what do I think about this game? I think this game is one of the best games ever made on a Nintendo 64. One of the best tennis games ever made for sure. And I remember playing this at McDonald's years ago. Fell in love with this game. Highly recommend it. You see it for like 10 to 15 bucks. Get it. You won't be disappointed. So. Next, here's another game that will not disappoint you, and that is BanjoTooie on Nintendo 64. I fell in love with this game years ago, and got it last year recently. I think it was in August or September. Anyway, got this game because I originally had the box to my old cartridge, and now I got this game because I sold my old BanjoTooie cartridge like an idiot. And anyway, now I have it in my collection and I still have the box to it after all these years. So definitely recommend this game. Okay, next we have SpiderMan. I have beaten this game 7 times on Nintendo 64 in the past. Like, it came out, it's hard to believe this game would be 20 years old this year. It's crazy how time flies. And I remember playing this game years ago, having so much fun playing with it. Now it's hard to believe, because I always remember, man, graphics and gameplay couldn't get no better than this. And then years later, I'm like, damn, it's got more advanced, obviously, than this. And it's just crazy how new consoles, like, graphically wise, and gameplay wise, how they could change so much over the years. Time flies. Next we have a great N64 game, a skateboarding game, and that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. My favorite skateboarding series of all time. Definitely recommend this game to anybody that has not picked this up or have not played it, if you see this for like maybe $10 to $20, definitely get it. And none of you will be disappointed. Next, we have a great Star Wars game, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I remember playing Star Wars Rogue Squadron years ago. Originally had it back in I originally got it years and years ago. And then in 2009, I decided to start playing it more. Then a few years later, sold it like a butthole, like an idiot. And now I got my own cartridge of it again. And one lesson I learned, I will never sell my cartridges again. Okay, next we have WWF No Mercy. Some people claim it's the greatest wrestling game of all time. What do I think about it? I have to say I agree. Because this is the greatest wrestling game ever made. You have Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker. You have Triple H. And you have tons of great wrestlers too, like Kurt Angle and all of them. Definitely recommend this game if you see it for under $20. Next, we have a great game right here called Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Definitely recommend this one. If any of you haven't picked this up, definitely pick it up because none of you will be disappointed. This is the skateboarding game that started it all on N64. Definitely recommend it. Next, I got this cartridge for the first time last year. I remember seeing commercials of it as a kid. And I like this cartridge and I like this game. And I always wanted to play it. And when I got it last year, I played it that night I got it. And anyway, fell in love with it. Definitely recommend this game if any of you have not played it. It's not the first F-Zero game in the series, but it's one of the earliest ones. So yeah, definitely recommend it. Next we have, let's see, Mase The Dark Age. Now this is a fighting game. This game is okay. I wouldn't say it's the best fighting game on N64, but I wouldn't say it's the worst one either. I have to say, for this is like a great game. Not a great game, but it's like average. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, from 1 being the worst to 10 being the best, I would have to give this game about a 6 or 7 out of 10. Next, we have another game. It's made by Crave Entertainment. And it's Fighting Force 64. And this is one of the final N64 games that I got in 2019. I fell in love with this game. I never played it before. I always heard of it, but never owned it years ago. And last year, I finally got it. And I said, I got the money, I better get it. And I'm glad I did, because to me, I beat this game. Wasn't easy. I died a couple times. But I kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and finally succeeded. And I played as this guy right here. Right there, that big guy right there. And I beat the game with him on it. And beat it about a month ago or less. But anyway, I got it a few months ago. Tried a couple months to beat it. And I finally beat it. And to me, it's a fun game on Nintendo 64, no doubt about that. Well, guys, I hope all of you guys enjoy this video of all the games that I got on Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. Those are all the Super Nintendo games and Nintendo 64 games that I got in 2019. I hope all of you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to subscribe to me on the Video Gamer 64 channel and my Mr. Arcade Retro Gamer 64 channel to see more videos on here. This is, of course, the Video Gamer 64 and Mr. Arcade Retro Gamer 64 signing off.